Liquor Talk. For the last time in 2025, it starts right now. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. We have made it to the end of the year. If you're listening to this, we have made it to the end of another great year. I'm your man, Victor, and this is my dog, Godfrey, Mr. New Orleans finest.
Wow.
Yes, sir. And we holding it down for my dog, Juggy, who couldn't make it tonight. But this is the last men's round episode for the year of 2025. 2025 has been one hell of a roller coaster, man. But how you doing today, man?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm flowing, I'm blessed. See another day. God bless me, Support system all around me here. I appreciate the opportunity. I've been running with you since 2024. Life goes on. We have our little obstacles, but we always try to find success in 2026 and beyond.
Yes, success in 2026 and beyond, because 2025 was a really big year for success. We'll start on that note. What do you feel like some good things that happened in 2025?
For me, 2025, to tell you the truth, it flew so fast that I didn't realize I accomplished so much. So, for instance, I knocked out 2 or 3 other debts. I'm down to like 4 more debts to take care of before I'm back in the 600 club. I want to get my personal goal is 700. So, knocking out some debts. Been working, being, professionally active. Fun fact, I actually finished up 2 movie scripts.
Okay.
I actually technically have a car. So this was the one.
Big ups.
Appreciate you. Shout out to my landlord's son, Mr. Eric Evans. Shout out to him. Shout out to the Sharp family in Orlando, Florida. They from Queens, New York, you dig. Paid off debts, movie scripts. My last goal for 2026, I want to get my LLC so I can eventually start working for me, because working in this job field is shit.
It is.
At some point in time,
it is.
If you don't take nothing else from this men's round table, you hear me? If you're an entrepreneur or if you have ambitions to want better for your life, get the money from the job market, save you some bread, get your own thing going. Because at some point in time with this job market, they want people that's going to make their money, like construction companies, logistics, trucking, or you're going to be like these niggas sipping for these basic bitches.
Yes, sir.
At some point in time, like, it's got to the point where they're trying to glorify scammers.
Lord have mercy.
I'm sick of it, bro. At some point in time, a person that's raised on integrity and work ethic, and at some point in time, like, we need to start making better decisions when it comes to women, relationships, life choices. Start doing better.
Yes, we do. We definitely need to start making better choices with all of that, because you can't sit on social media and complain about, the dating pool this or the job market is, when you're the one making decisions. And I totally feel you on that, LLC, because I'm going to look at mine starting in 2026. Is working these job markets, I'm realizing that, hey, 1 minute they'll have you working all day, working your ass off, but then the next minute your phone goes silent. Like, you got to send the APB out for them. Like, where you at, man? Where you at? Looking for work. So I totally feel you. But some good things that happened for me was, getting to be in different rooms, networking rooms. I definitely need to build on that. Definitely need to be in more network rooms, because it exposed me to better. And I had like 2 of the people I met in network rooms on the podcast as well. And the big thing is I did more in-person episodes. Shout out to Alexa for telling me about the Moxie. Listen, ever since then, we've been doing episodes here. I've had a handful of people on the couch. And I also had people join me at the Kings Room at the Oxford Exchange in Tampa. And also shout out to Studio D3 in Orlando. So guess what? Tampa and Orlando, guess where? If you in those cities and you want to get on the podcast, come on down. We're going to be doing it, So those are some really good things that definitely happened for me, Because, hey, consistency is everything. We got 2 seasons done of Liquor Talk done. We wrapping up another season, y'all. So, hey, I appreciate everybody. And then lastly, I do gotta say a somber goodbye to Afros and Audios. I had the blessing of speaking at the last one, I'm gonna miss the yearly trips to Baltimore, And I learned a lesson this year. When we went, bro, we should have had someone that knew the area, bro. Because if we go somewhere and there's someone that knows the area, they can show us where all the bars, where all the hot spots are, and we won't be driving around the city looking crazy.
I say this respectfully to Baltimore. As much as I enjoyed Miss Shirley, as much as I enjoyed the Reginald Lewis Museum, the real history, Black history, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Unless I'm going to see Lamar Jackson and Raven, I'm not coming back. And it ain't even because of The Wire, dog. Shout out to all the actors from The Wire who made that show a classic. But East Baltimore is all I needed to see, bro. I don't want to see a strip club and a chicken joint and a sex shop and a pawn shop in the same street. I'm good, bro. Like, I don't want to see condemned churches next to the hookah spots. I don't want to see that.
You know, you're right, bro. You're totally right, and I get where you're coming from. But this time around, last year, shout out to Mr. Pablo from the SMG Studios. He showed me around. He showed me where Fells Point it was. It's a nice ass spot with all the bars and all the food spots, and it was right up the street from the damn hotel. I'm like, God damn, why the hell we ain't find this last year? See, that's why I say when you go to a city, try to find somebody that knows the area. So if you come to Tampa, I got you. If you go to Orlando or New Orleans, you need to tap in with my dog right here. Because I know Orlando somewhat, but he knows it way better than I do, you know. And if you're going to Jacksonville, obviously we might want to tap in with Mr. Junkie Fresh, who ain't here tonight, but you know.
I know about Jacksonville as well, but it's a big little town, but I'll show you some spots.
Yes. Get with somebody that can show you some spots, you know. Also, man, what did you think of all the crap that came to light this year, man? Because it was just so much shit that just came out the woodworks, and you're like, what the fuck?
So, elaborate to me. Like, give me some examples. Like,
for example, how many of y'all really knew what the hell was all going on with Diddy? You know, all of this shit that was going on, man. The baby oil, the sex parties, the getting over on people. They're just pimping out Biggie Smalls for longer than the man lived. And then you got movie directors who was out here sexually assaulting these little kids. Then the guy from Nickelodeon, his name ain't coming to me right now.
Dan Schneider.
Yeah, Dan Schneider. Yeah, all of those. I'm like, bruh, you around here molesting these little kids, and if they don't comply, you're going to get them off the show, man. I'm like, and then Hollywood secrets that came out where some men got to be backbroken just to be successful. I'm like, bruh, this is crazy.
It's not crazy once you start putting the patterns together. So let's say, for instance, you brought up Dan Schneider.
Yeah.
First of all, disrespectfully, fuck that Vanilla Grimace ass nigga. Because
hell yeah, fuck his ass.
This dude sabotaged one actor. There was a documentary that was about him.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about the scene when they were reenacting this young kid. It was a young black kid reenacting a drug scene. Like, he was selling drugs to, like, one of his colleagues who was also a teenager. He scarred Ariana Grande.
Damn.
You see the shit that she looks now, like, parlay it back to, like, a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, when she was on Victorious and shit like that. Her and Jeanette McCurdy, the one who plays Sam on iCarly.
Yeah.
They all been, like, sabotaged and assaulted by Dan Schneider. So Hollywood has always been a weird, wild business because it's the powerful people. It's the elite of the elites. And they run your movie industry. They run your TV programs. They run your media outlets. You hear me? And in order for you to be on their level, you have to partake in their ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's take race out of the equation and just see it for what it is. And even though it's hard to try to decipher or try to separate race, in this case, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
Diddy wasn't shit because one thing I realized about a decade ago, and I talked to one of my rounds, his name Marcus, and I told him, like, bro, you notice that Diddy made $100 million, and ain't none of his artists are getting royalty checks.
Damn. Diddy sounds like another one, Birdman, but I'll let you get to him too.
Birdman, I realized he wasn't shit about a decade ago when he went off on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
But people didn't realize the stories about him before that Breakfast Club interview in 2014, maybe 2015, you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And as someone from New Orleans, I followed Birdman's and Master P's journey.
Yeah.
People, even in the versus battle between No Limit Cash Money, you notice people were riding for Master P.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too, because when I saw it, it felt like people that showed up there on the world, they were really showing up out of love for Master P. Whereas Birdman, I can't really say why, because the biggest L for Birdman, that versus was Lil Wayne went there.
Not only that, because for taking this consideration, you got to remember, Lil Wayne because of Birdman,
Mm-hmm.
he was shit deep in debt.
Damn.
He was about damn near he was in the millions in debt. That's why Jay-Z saved him from the debts. So now when you see him performing, you got to technically pay him and whoever bought Lil Wayne's catalog, because Lil Wayne had to sell his catalog to get out of debt.
Mm-hmm.
He literally has to pay somebody who own his catalogs. So when you see this man working a lot, it's not because it's like his passion, even though he's like a legend no matter what. But Lil Wayne got to work because he's stuck in a situation where I got to take care of my family. I got to take care of the kids with multiple women. I got to look out for myself. And I got to pay these people who own my catalog.
That's crazy.
And that's a lot of artists nowadays, because if you don't know the business, you're literally going to get screwed over. That's why the one person I can say I respect in the music industry that figured it out was Keith Sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Keith Sweat owns a talent agency. He signed himself to his own agency and gets money.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And I didn't even know that part, you know. But you know what? But I'm glad 2025 happened, because all of this stuff was starting to come to light and all of it starting to unravel. It's like Cat Williams predicted it on the Shannon Sharp show. He said it too, and a lot of it started to come to fruition, where all these big time execs are now getting exposed.
And there's a reason why for all that. So I did a video, put it on my TikTok. I got about got a little 1,000 views, so I'm proud of myself for
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir.
YouTube got a little decent numbers, but I started noticing the algorithm with that, and I started getting some positive feedback on Instagram. That shit was calculated. If you really want to follow the patterns, Did He Get Exposed was 50 Cent's calculated plan for like 20 years.
Wow.
Cat Williams was another integral piece, because Cat Williams got blackballed in this industry as well. Which makes more sense now that you understand why Kevin Hart got famous, but Kevin Hart deserved his fame.
Mm-hmm.
But before Kevin Hart, Cat Williams was supposed to have been the guy.
Yeah, and then allegedly, like I said, Cat Williams wasn't going to go along with their plan. So, and that's the fucked up thing, is like, if you don't go along with their plan, well, you get blackballed, you get killed, or you get thrown in jail.
And that's the business you work with, because once you start realizing how an industry or how the system moves, either you just take yourself out there, or they're going to blackball you, or you got to capitulate.
Yeah.
So the reason I bring on it up, because when you think of powerful black figures, you think of Oprah, you think of LeBron, you think of Byron Allen, who owns the Weather Channel, you think of David Stewart, who's a tech genius, who's a billionaire. Diddy was a powerful black figure.
Yeah.
50 Cent wants that spot now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all this was about, like owning the land in Louisiana, you know what I mean? Exposing Diddy for 20 years, even writing for Diddy on a verse called Let's Get It. I run this city where the cops create the feds to come get me. Like 50 Cent wrote that. But
wow.
He had this plan for like 2 decades. He knew Diddy was on some fuck shit.
And see, the thing is, it's like, that's much deeper than that. And then, I don't know where in the 50 Cent's plan they calculate where Diddy would sue the liquor company. And then once Diddy got that settlement, the liquor company got pissed, allegedly, and they made the call to their higher-ups, and that's when Diddy started getting exposed after he won that settlement with the liquor company.
Which I find an utter audacity by Diddy, because fuck that nigga too. Because respectfully, when you actually do your research on Diddy, and I recommend people doing this, Sherman, when you realize Diddy was doing shady shit ever since he was at Howard University. This nigga threw a party at Howard University. It was in this one main theater. People were killed because they were overpopulated.
Wow. How the hell you gonna throw a party and you don't know the code, the maximum capacity?
Niggas want that money, bro. Niggas want to get that revenue. If I'm hosting an event, I'm trying to get the most revenue possible. And as a business mind, I understand it. But at what point in time do you say to yourself, hey, let me get some security?
Yeah.
So let me get a parking lot area. Let me get somebody to man the parking lot. Let me make sure, like my bartenders, make sure I don't have them oversee their liquor consumption and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because whatever happens falls on me. I'm responsible for all these patrons. And at one point in time, that same event, people were killed.
Damn.
And he found a way to like finagle his way out of that situation. He did it with them. He did it with Diddy. I mean, not Diddy. He did it with Biggie. And the reason he got Biggie killed, I don't care what anybody says, he got Biggie killed because Biggie was actually going to leave Bad Boy.
I know that I heard that same rumor that Biggie was going to leave, and they also said that he got Tupac killed too. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a hand in that as well.
Which is so crazy here because before the Biggie documentary, I remember asking myself, did anybody ever realize the East Coast West Coast beef was really about two niggas from the same coast? Pac and Biggie were both from the East Coast. Pac was born in New York.
Yeah, I remember I heard that story that Pac was actually born in Brooklyn.
He was born in Brooklyn. He moved to Maryland to go to an art school.
Mm-hmm.
Once he graduated art school, he moved to Oakland.
And then he started representing West Side like he born and raised. I'm surprised they took him in because I've seen TikToks about the gang life out there. They're serious. I'm surprised they were okay with that.
Tupac told you in his music, especially on All Eyes on Me, he told you like they brought him in, especially Digital Underground. They brought him in because they were like, he wanted to start a music career.
Mm-hmm.
So that's understandable in that aspect. Overall, let me get back to the Diddy part. When artists like 112 and Lil Kim,
Danny Kane,
Day
26,
and here's the crazy part: he broke up Danny Kane because the white chick, I think her name was Aubrey, right?
Yeah,
she didn't want to fuck him.
Damn, that's crazy.
And then here's the crazy part about it: they were gonna buy her out because she still was contractually obliged to Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
One of Diddy's legal teams or his execs told this girl, I will buy you out your contract, give you whatever money you want, but under the one condition, you can't badmouth Diddy again.
So basically you signed the NDA pretty much.
Pretty much.
And now everything's coming out and now you want to tell your story, but hey, you signed that contract, but some of them NDAs do have time limits. I didn't realize that certain time NDAs have like time limits on them, so I don't know if it's a lifetime time limit or a 10-year time limit, but you know.
It's based on like the contract, but I didn't know that either, but it kind of makes sense though.
Yeah.
But either way it goes, I ain't gonna cut y'all. Fuck Diddy, fuck Dan Snyder, fuck all you corrupted peoples, fuck Donald Trump, fuck the Donald Trump supporters, because Donald Trump is just making this country stupid.
He is, and you know what? And one thing I realized about Trump know what he's doing. He's smart about it. It's the supporters backing him up. Y'all the ones that are stupid. Y'all the ones going hard for Donald Trump. But then when shit started going left, and now you're trying to see what black folks been telling you the whole time, you're like, because I hear some people in Arkansas complaining about they're losing this, they're losing that. And it be the red states that go so hard for them. Them the ones that be on the most welfare, them the ones that be on food stamps, them the ones that be on government benefits. Them the ones that are losing out right now, but yet they still go so hard for Republicans. I'm like, bro, y'all are some kind of dumb, man.
You know the funny part about what you just said? That shit been going on way before Obama was president. White people and Republicans have literally led in public assistance. But somehow, some way, black people are the faces because we make these niggas money.
Yeah, you know what? You said it, bro. You said right there, black people make them money, so they want to pin all the black drama. They always want to talk about the black drama. Meanwhile, their drama just getting swept under the rug and shit, man. Man, 2025 was the year a lot of this shit got exposed, man. You know, it's crazy. But if you made it this far, you know, you're still alive. Hey, you fucking made it, man. Because 2025, one thing it did teach me was what can go wrong will go wrong, and what is done in the dark will always come to the light, man. Why do some of these men, you know, I know we didn't mention this part, but why do some of these men always shit where they eat? You know, I'm like, bruh, you can't keep it in your pants. You can't find somebody else attractive that doesn't work where you work, or is it on OnlyFans, or who has no life, or, you know, this don't make no sense, bro. Because the cheaters, man.
It don't make sense from a decision perspective.
Yeah.
But it makes sense if you understand people.
Mm.
Meaning, why these men can't keep it in their pants? As someone who used to sleep with coworkers, and I can actually admit it, some of them I'm cordial with, and some I'm just like, we were on our welcome. We were on our welcome. It was what it was. As someone who slept with coworkers, I can say with a straight face, niggas be moving reckless.
Yeah.
I am niggas.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, I'm one few people that can say I'm honest and I knew what I signed up for. That's the maturity level when you get to your 30s and you'll start as early as your mid 20s. At some point in time, you can't play the victim when you contributed to the problem as well.
Exactly.
Now, this is just an unfortunate situation because unfortunate circumstances do exist in life. But if you keep making a constant same mistake, I've seen too many niggas with multiple baby mamas, and then they talking about this lady killing me with the child support and this, that, bro. Why are you raw dogging women you saw no future with in the first place?
Hell yeah. That's the one thing I'll never understand. And why are you raw dogging the women you cheating on your wife with, or you cheating on somebody with? Why are you going raw on them? Y'all so stupid.
And a life lesson, and add on to your partner. There's a lot of men that can't handle the karma because we expect our women to be loyal to us when we cheat. But if you flip the script around,
that man gonna lose it.
that nigga don't want to think about his chick giving head to another nigga or she throwing it back to another nigga. But you want your woman to be cool with what the fuck you doing.
But see, a lot of men don't realize this. Women know how to play the game better than we do. They know what to do better than they know how to put on the front. They know how to act like they done did it. They know this shit better than we do.
I learned that from my mom, my auntie, and my grandmothers. I grew up around women. I learned how women operate. The life lessons I've always learned with women. Once you treat a woman like a woman and not like another accomplishment, that woman gonna tell you everything you need to know. Now, if you feel like them chicks is lying, that means you've been dealing with lying ass bitches when you've been growing up. You've been exposed to lying ass bitches, and you expect lying ass bitches to be lying. Baddies, whatever these women want to call themselves nowadays, which is the 2025 version of hoochie mamas and shit.
Yeah.
They wouldn't exist if niggas just stop entertaining these bitches. Because y'all know for a fact, we'll take a deep. The whole premise, if you really want to be honest about the Me Too movement, the whole synopsis of the Me Too movement was supposed to spread awareness about real females who were sexually assaulted or rape victims. That's what it's supposed to be about. But when you look at the bigger picture from a media perspective, the Me Too movement was nothing more than side women getting paid by unfaithful niggas.
Damn, no, that's actually true. And I'm
Cosby.
Yeah.
Russell Simmons.
Now, Russell Simmons technically he got away with it because he out in Bali now. He in a country where he can't be extradited back to America to face his crimes and stuff. So he timed that perfectly to get out the country, before he had to face his crime,
Face his karma.
Yeah.
And then you out the blue going on social media badmouthing your ex-wife who you cheated on. And you knew she was young as fuck when you were dating her.
Damn. What the fuck is wrong with these men? They talk to these women that they super young. I'm like, bruh, you old as hell. Why not get a woman your age?
We can ask that same question about Tiger because when he was fucking with Kylie Jenner, she was 16.
Man, look at here.
He was redshirting this chick.
He was redshirting that chick. Yeah, he was.
So to answer your question, there's too many niggas who are greedy as fuck. They don't take accountability for their actions. They play a victim when they contributed to the problem. And they make poor decisions.
Yeah, and stay with them poor decisions. To the young niggas, why y'all dealing with these older women who know the game, who know the game, and why mess with the older chicks? Like, why are you 20 years old, dealing with a woman who's 30 or 39, who all she's saying her mind is dollar signs? Because the men her age, we ain't dealing with her. So why you dealing with her?
Same reason why niggas our age range would mess with younger women.
Dollar signs.
No, they're easily to control. Like, if you remember, when we were in high school, it may not have been 90% of the school populace, but a good 30-40% of the women that was in high school with us, they had a nigga that was 20, 25
drug dealers and stuff.
And then you ask yourself, as you get older, why is a 25-year-old man entertaining a 16-year-old? For the same reason you just said. Niggas our age range ain't finna entertain no bum ass nigga. You selling drugs, you 25, you staying in the basement. You want some DJ academic shit without the streaming.
Damn.
Like, bro, you have nothing going on with your life, and you give this perception to younger women because it perceives that these younger women pull the older man, so it gives them like this false confidence.
Yeah.
Until you realize, hey, they just trying to trap you because if they can't have you, nobody else.
For real. And you know what? Now I realize that as well because these older women, they're doing the same thing to the younger men, trapping them with a baby. Now you locked in. Now you got to pay this one child support. And a lot of them, when you smart like Anthony Edwards, just go ahead and pay this shit off, you know.
That's why I don't feel bad, respectfully, to Anthony Edwards. I don't feel bad for LaMelo Ball. I don't feel bad for Zion because 2 of the 3 basketball players I named, they entertain porn stars. Now, I get it. You get somebody, you can date whoever you please. But I'm like, bro, out of all the money you have in your possession, life-changing, generational wealth type money,
yes,
you splurging that on porn stars, my nigga.
You know what? And you splurging on the dumbass porn stars, not even the intelligent ones, the ones who are about that life, that know how to make that bread, who can multiply your income and create more generational wealth by exposing you to, you know, creating businesses and telling you where to point that money. Because some women are smart like that. A lot of y'all be choosing these women who aren't smart like that. And then y'all looking for empathy for the repercussion. Nah, man. 2025 taught me that, hey, y'all gonna have to deal with these repercussions of your actions.
2025 taught me, for one, be patient. If you're speaking into the existence, it'll come to you.
Yeah.
Because for a year, rented cars from Turo, I've taken Greyhound buses to get this money. Before I got my 2020 Dodge Journey, shout out to Mr. Evans, like I said earlier, I was looking on Facebook Marketplace for a year. And when I tell you, as a business mind, some of you niggas on Facebook Marketplace need to shut the fuck down.
Yes, you do. Because
do not think people are gonna buy a car for $1,500 and that bitch is 250,000 miles.
They done lost their goddamn mind.
I said, dog, I don't know what COVID taught y'all, but for me, I feel like y'all dudes who try to sell us dreams with these cars, y'all literally trying to sell us smoke and mirrors so y'all can cash out.
You know what? It ain't just cars too. It's with technology equipment and stuff, and also with apartments and stuff. And then it's like I looked, because I remember at one point in time I was looking for another place, and it's like, y'all, I went to go check some of these places, and these ain't even legit. I'm like, are you serious? You want this much for this? Nah, man, we ain't doing that around here.
Nigga, don't ask me to spend $1,000 a month on a room. If that's the case, I might as well just get a 2-bedroom and just share it with a roommate.
For real.
Split that money. Once we split the money, we take care of our priorities. We can build that money up and get our first-time home buyers program in a year or 2.
Hell yeah. And also, don't be coming at me with all these damn rules and restrictions. I'm like, man, I'm paying you. I should be able to do what the fuck I want to do. Don't be coming at me with all these restrictions. You can't do this. You can't do that. We got quiet hours. What is this, a college dormitory? The hell wrong with y'all?
I said, if I want to bring a lady friend to my place, she's coming to my place. Fuck all that.
Hell
it's
yeah.
got to be within before midnight. No, we're going to be making noise at 12:02.
We definitely make noise at 12:02. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. This is the last episode of 2025. Also, real quick, I know he does a sports round, so I'm going to give a quick shout out to all the champions. In the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles brought it home earlier this year. The NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder won the championship. And in baseball and hockey, we got repeat champions. Baseball, we got the Dodgers. They done bought 2 damn championships, man. And then in hockey, we got Florida, the Florida Panthers holding down the state of Florida. And also we got Inter Miami holding down Florida in soccer as well, you know. So shout out to all the teams out there. Also, I need y'all to do better. My Florida teams, I need y'all to do better. Mr. New Orleans, man, I gotta say, man, your team looking bright, man. Your Saints looking bright, man, you know. So y'all got a big future ahead. So shout out to all the teams out there. But, bruh, listen, man, of everything that happened in the sports world, what got your attention most?
We're talking sports. Well, let me get this out of the way. We getting shucked tonight. Shout out to Tyler Shuck in New Orleans Saints. He's our future franchise quarterback. I'm in a Saints group page. Some of these supposed to be talking bad shit, but I just accepted social media. Some of these niggas are bored. You know,
I said the same thing because I'm in the Bucks fan page too, and it's like, you know what? Some things I'm like, yeah, but then I realized they are just bored. But now
we want to argue for the sake of arguing.
They do.
And I'm just at a point where if you understand social media is a false.
It
But
really
sometimes
is.
you got to step outside. But to answer your question, what sports story entertained me the most?
Yeah.
I'm going to be real with you, bro. This might be the first year we might see an NFL playoff without Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson. So Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills star quarterback who got $50 million,
Mm-hmm.
and he just got married. Congratulations to him. You know, he married an old girl from Sinners. You know,
Yeah.
she did her thing. Shout out to Haley.
Yes, she did her thing.
But,
by the way, quick note: Sinners need to be the movie of the year.
It is.
Yeah, that need to be the picture of the year. That should be hands down movie of the year. But continue your point about the Buffalo Bills, because I feel you. Because I looked at the landscape and I'm like, you're right.
As much as I understand the Denver Broncos, you know, I'm rooting for the Broncos because Sean Payton was the former coach of the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the New England Patriots, they got a bright future, but that's going to be within like 2-3 years. I mean, the New England Patriots. Jacksonville is the one team I can say they have a brighter future than the Buffalo Bills. But the Bills, at this particular moment, if they don't win a Super Bowl this year, they're never going to win one.
You know, you're right. Because it don't matter where you get in. It don't matter if you get in as a division winner or you got to go on the road. Because I think I trust Buffalo more to go on the road and go into somebody's house and win more than I trust one of these young teams like named the Jaguars, the Patriots, or the Broncos, you know. Because I feel like those teams definitely got time. And also, we'll know, and they lucky if they get the Steelers because, you know what? Yes, Mike Tomlin continues his streak of no losing seasons, but you can't really trust the Steelers. And now I'm looking at the NFC side. I'm like, this shit wide open, man, because it's any given Sunday over there. It's like the Rams. You look at the Rams, I'm like, yeah, they might do something, but then they lose to the Seahawks, and I also remember losing to the Panthers, you know. So it's really wide open over there. So I'm definitely agreeing with you, Buffalo. This is your time. If it don't happen now,
they'll never win
it. They'll never win.
I'm giving, and I'm going to add on to your part. And this is going to be about Lamar. I'm giving Lamar an extension. I'm giving him till next year to win a championship. You got to fire Harbaugh and bring in Brian Flores, because I've got to the point where Lamar has won 2 MVPs and he got it as far as to the AFC title game. He's done it in 8 years. And at some point in time, I'm starting to notice more and more that people are tuning out John Harbaugh, because a team that had the best roster is 7-7. No, 7-8.
Yeah.
You lost at least 7 games where you were 15 perks lead by the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I remember watching a number of them games. I'm like, y'all whooping ass, y'all doing y'all thing, but then you look up and lost. I'm like, how the hell did this happen? I'm like, what the hell be going on? And you know what? And I feel you. And so, and I'm looking at my Buccaneers. I'm like, bruh. I'm like, Coach. I'm trying to stay. I'm trying to say, you know, we don't need to fire the coach. But I'm like, the more and more we look like it, I'm like, bruh. Because no offense to your Saints, but I'm like, bruh, how the hell we lose to a team that only got 2 wins at the time? But you know, but I'll give them props. You know, the message is starting to resonate, you know, they're doing their thing, you know, so, and it's like, I'm looking at my team, I'm like, bro, what is y'all doing? And I'm looking at Coach Bowles, like, defense is supposed to be your calling card, but our defense is around here getting lit up. And then you hire an offensive coordinator where, let's just say, I don't think he's going to be in an offensive coordinator position right now. And ironically, the 2 offensive coordinators you let go, they're now coaching in Carolina, the head coach of Carolina and Jacksonville, and they're doing their thing. So it's like, now I don't know, man. This is just weird to me, you know.
I'll say this: if you would have asked me before week 12, that I think at one point in time,
I think like 6-3, yeah.
6-3. We'll say like before week 9 or 10, y'all like around 6-3.
Yeah.
If you would have tell me before week 10 who would have been the MVP, I would have probably said Baker Mayfield or Matt Stafford.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield was balling out, but then shit got real once we got that rough patch where we had to play the Bills, the Patriots, the Rams. Once we got knocked around by those teams, shit got real, you know.
And what I realized, the Bucks, and this is from me watching the Bucks. I think, we're gonna find out come next year. But I think how it's looking for as far as a trajectory standpoint, I think the Bucks are gonna end up peaking with Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Meaning, Tom Brady in 3 years got you 3 division titles, 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield got you first round.
And really, it's the division round because I remember one year we did get past the first round, but then it's the division round.
No, I beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
I beat the Eagles with Baker Mayfield. But he's not going to get you to an NFC title game. The team, from a wide receiver standpoint, is aging. Godwin's, he has knee problems. Mike Evans getting old. He'll likely stay because he's like going to be a lifer.
Yeah. And I feel like we solved that problem because we got 2 young guys coming up behind him. We got McMillan and Ibuka.
Yeah.
Ibuka was flashing at the start, but then defenses started figuring him out. And I'm like, come on, Mr. Offensive Coordinator. You got to find creative ways to get him the ball, man.
Because he was literally, the one game I thought y'all was going to play, we was going to play y'all, I was literally more scared as shit against Ibuka. Because the way he was playing, like, bro, he was going to look like how Jackson Smith and Jigba for the Seahawks looked. He was up that trajectory.
But what messed him up was Mike Evans getting hurt. That's what messed him up because teams were keying in on Mike Evans, and then Baker was like, no problem, I'm going to get the Ibuka. And then we got McMillan, too. It's like, so Buccaneers, it's like, these next 2 weeks are going to tell me everything I need to know, because I know the Glazer family, they're patient, but if they see regression, they're going to get you up out of there. And by the way, y'all need to check out that Buccaneers documentary on Amazon Prime, which I'm mad that we lost the damn to the fucking Falcons the week that came out, man. I'm like, bruh, how the hell we lose that week? The Buccaneers documentary comes out where we get to see the history of the Buccaneers, how we overcame 0-26. And to Mr. Cloverhouse, fuck you. I know you did, but fuck you. Cheers to your son, because your son was he donated money to Grambling State to recognize the wrongs that his dad did when Doug Williams was the head coach of Grambling State. He ended up donating some money to help the Grambling State program. So big ups to him, because he realized that his dad was dead wrong for not paying Doug Williams. And Doug Williams ended up going to the Redskins. Well, the Redskins at the time, they were going to win the Super Bowl,
Yeah, first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Exactly, And now shifting gears over to college football, man, it's like, bro, I'm like, you know what? I don't know what to say about college football. It's just a whole bunch of mess, man. Like, can y'all not talk to these damn coaches until after the season, man? Can y'all wait till after the season to want to hire the coaches and tell players to get in the transfer portal? Can we just get through the damn college football playoff, man, before these coaches that are winning get poached away, man?
We start holding the system accountable.
For real, like
for instance, there should be no way under the NCAA guidelines that I can transfer while I'm in the playoffs. I can understand that, like, I'm the Florida Gators, and Florida Gators were like 5-7.
And the season's done.
And the season's done. Like, yeah, I can do that. But if you're in the playoffs, you get an extension.
Yeah.
Don't come out of the blue like Lane Kiffin. Like, as much as I feel like he's going to do great at LSU, but there should be no way he leaves Ole Miss during the season and then comes out the blue and say, you know what? I wish we could work it out. I wish they would have let me.
Bruh, that's where you just got to tell LSU, if LSU really wants you bad enough, they'll wait. If you really respect Ole Miss like that, you should just say, look, respectfully just wait it out. Like, because John Summer worked it out with Florida, because he was going to Florida after he left Tulane. So he was able to work that out. And also the JMU head coach, he was able to work it out with them before leaving to UCLA. But you know what? The system is broken, but I'm glad the players are getting paid, though. And you know what? And honestly, I don't know how you fix it, bro. I just really don't.
I do. I know a way.
What you think?
Here's what I would like. The players getting paid, the NCAA is trying to flip that against the players. They're trying to blame the players when the real problem is the NCAA.
Yeah,
so if you want to fix the NCAA, here's the first thing you need to do. You need to set up a salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
If these players are licensed professional athletes, if you're licensing these players at 18 years old, because they're already on video games now getting paid for their likeness, they need to set up a salary cap. Hey, this is how much we're going to pay you. We're going to do a 1 year. We're going to do a 2-year deal. We're going to do a 3-year deal with you. Shit like that. There should be no way. This player, what's the guy that played for you? His name, DJ, what the fuck, that trash ass quarterback from UCLA. he was playing at Florida State.
Yeah.
and he ended up transferring elsewhere, and he was a 6-year quarterback. At some point in time, respectfully,
you need to take your ass to NFL.
Get your ass a CDL license.
Take your ass to the NFL or take your ass to the CFL, respectfully, or get you, like you said, a CDL license.
That's how you know the shit's broken. There should be no way I'm seeing 27-year-old college football players. It's supposed to be between 18 to 24.
Yeah.
Some of them, they come out late. I get it, German, but there should be no excuse why the NCAA don't have a salary cap. They let players transfer while they in the playoffs, coaches leaving their teams high and dry, and then come out the blue and say, well, the kids are getting paid. No. The kids getting paid ain't the problem. It's the system. You're trying to blame the players for the NCAA's problem. Establish a salary cap. You want to fix the college football playoffs? First of all, as someone born and raised in New Orleans, 504 night, well, you dig?
Mm-hmm.
There should be no excuse for Tulane going up against, I don't even remember who the fuck they played.
Ole Miss.
They got their ass whooped by Ole Miss.
Yes, they did.
They had no business being in that college football playoffs. They weren't even in the top 25. They were barely in the top 25.
You know what it was? I guess it was to show the Group of 5 love because they said the 5 highest ranked conference champions. They're trying to make the conference championships matter. Then it's like, if that was the case, y'all should just put Duke in shit, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Here's the part that's so crazy. Notre Dame should have been in the ACC title game.
No, Notre Dame is independent, though. That's the thing.
That's the problem. How you come out of the blue saying, I got $20 million on the national championship game. I'm going to pocket it myself. And then you're mad at the same ACC conference that gave you the opportunity to make $20 million independently. And you're mad you're not in the tournament?
No, and you're mad that, of course, the ACC is going to ride for Miami because Miami's in the ACC.
And they beat you.
And they beat you. And then Miami not only proved it, they went on the road and beat Texas A&M. So Miami done validated their reason for being in the tournament. No, I get you want to give all the small schools a chance, but it's like, you got to play this game at a neutral site or something, man. You don't need to be playing on their home floor, on their home field, because if it's home field, the little school ain't got no damn chance, you know?
But that's where the reality comes into play. They knew, they said, you know what, we're going to give you a chance. This is a first impression. James Madison, Tulane. We're going to give you Ole Miss. We're going to give you Oregon. If you can beat them, we're going to give you conferences some respect. But if you don't show up like you just did, you deserve not to be looked at ever again. We should not, I don't care how much NCAA basketball they try to copy or emulate. Mm-hmm. College football is literally the best talent.
It really is, because you know what happens every year. Like those schools, what happens at the little schools, you pop at the little schools, you got the big schools flashing your money. Come on over. And they poaching players. So you know what?
Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana, like, bro, Indiana to figure the game out. Like, bro, I can get 0 stars, 2-star players, and they trust my system. I'll make you successful. Look what's going on with Fernando Mendoza. This nigga won the Heisman.
Yep.
I don't even think I think at best he'll be Sam Bradford in the NFL. But because Indiana had a program and they implemented, like, a scheme that benefited his skill sets, bro, he going to be possibly a top 5 pick in the NFL draft.
Yeah, you know what? I can see that happening. We're going to pray we're going to go to one of these lousy franchises that don't know how to take care of quarterbacks. Looking at you, New York Jets. Mm-hmm. But, you know,
the only thing that's saving them is the fact that they got a black coach, and then they fired them. Fuck the Jets.
Yeah.
Because there's no excuse. First of all, I kind of hold Aaron Glenn accountable because you knew.
No, and also, I hold him accountable for the fact that you need to pick a good offensive coordinator. You know, You need to choose the right offensive coordinator, right? You should have got one of them young, up-and-coming offensive minds, you know. Your offensive mind or offensive coordinator who can detail everything he's going to do with this quarterback, the quarterback you're thinking of signing. Because, hey, it is, because I'm looking at my books like, hey, y'all need to pick a good coordinator. So, but the Jets, they've been trash for decades, man. You know what? Ever since Rex Ryan left, they've been trash for years, man. So there's some franchises you need to get rid of the ownership, but you can't really get rid of the ownership. So
I mean, you got to manipulate ways to get them out of there.
Yeah.
I'll say this: there should have been no excuse, and I'm a person who believes in black visions. Mm-hmm. I support black, and I'm not afraid to hold black accountable.
Right.
There should be no way Justin Fields or Geno Smith should be making over $20 million. Knowing for a fact they did fuck nothing.
Yeah, Geno Smith had that 1 or 2 good seasons in Seattle, and that's it.
I knew they weren't going to be good with the Raiders because I'm like, bro, Geno Smith don't even fit the style they trying to bring in Oakland.
In Vegas.
In Vegas, whatever it is. They still the Raiders. They were Los Angeles, then they came Oakland, and then Oakland city government was cheap as fuck. That's why.
The city of Oakland was cheap as fuck, because how the hell you lost, and I had somebody on from Oakland, shout out to Big Shaquan. I will visit your studio one day. Maybe me and Godfrey might fly out to California, come visit your studio, but how the hell y'all lost the Raiders, the Warriors, and the Oakland Athletics in a small amount of time? I'm like, you know what?
And the fun fact that everybody always talked about, your football field was the baseball field.
Uh-huh. Yes, the football field was the baseball field. Get away from that door. Get. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the Moxie. Got these nosy kids, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, but yeah, you know, it's crazy out here. But there's plenty of teams that they were doing that back in the day. You know, they had the football field and the baseball field because Miami did it, Philly did. That's what happened in the 80s and 90s. But then those teams evolved. Oakland just never evolved, and well, now Oakland done lost all their teams. And what Oakland want to do is they want to blame the fans. I'm like, no, y'all's ownership, y'all should have taken care of it. And speaking of ownership, we're going to shift over to the NBA, is what the hell is up with the Pelicans, man? Because it's like, I don't know, man, because I've been hearing these rumors saying that New Orleans might be leaving in 2030 or 2031. The NBA might try to force them to, like, Vegas or Seattle.
I've read little stories about it, but it boils down to like this. They're expecting the NBA to expand, but the problem with today's NBA is nobody's watching it like they used to.
Well, the numbers are up. I mean, I've seen the numbers are going up a little bit more because of NBC and, you know, Amazon Prime.
Yeah, they invested money into it, but what I'm saying is the quality of play, the competition ain't what it used to be.
That's true.
You'll get there's people that only watch for their players. They'll watch for Steph. They'll watch for Anthony Edwards. They'll watch for SJ. You don't really watch basketball like that. You ain't watching the Denver Nuggets. You ain't watching OKC, who was like, at one point in time, 24, 25, and 2. You ain't watching the San Antonio Spurs with a 7'4" Victor Wembanyama. People are not really watching NBA like that. So to answer your question about New Orleans is more of a football city than a basketball city. So they're anticipating the market, or at least the revenue, to continue to dissipate. Because the Saints GM, or the part owner, Mickey Loomis, is technically part owner of the Pelicans. He took that over after Tom Benson passed away. Mm-hmm. And they're not believing it's going to be sustainable enough in the next 4 or 5 years. That's why we're struggling with, like, our biggest mistake was overpaying Zion, who was a big disappointment. I called it in the rookie draft.
Yeah, that one I don't really understand. It's like, y'all want to base it on the fact that when he's on the court and he was healthy, he balling. But, you know, y'all should have seen some more. He should have got a deep playoff run. And it's like, he should have really become the face of New Orleans sports, you know, after Drew Brees retired. But he never really could step into that, you know.
I never believed he was going to be that guy, because the day I saw him at Duke, and I used to be a Duke Blue Devils fan when it comes to basketball, Coach K. Shout out to the GOAT, Jeremy. I never saw technique. I saw full power. I saw freakish athletic skills. But you couldn't game plan with a guy like him. He never trained to get better. He can't shoot. He has no jump shot. He barely makes free throws. He has an awful post game. And the only reason they tolerate him the way they do, because you can't teach 6'6", 6'7". Because he was so big, for his first 6 years, being heavyset, they deterred him from his real position, who is really a combo 2-3.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a shooting guard, small forward. But because he was a liability on defense because of his size, he had the knee problems, he had the foot problems, he had the hamstring problems. He never could take care of his body. So a guy who barely was an adult, you're asking this guy to be the savior of a sports franchise. I just want this to be over with. I've already accepted that Derek Queen could potentially be the future.
Yeah,
Jeremiah Fears, DeJounte Murray, Jordan Poole, Jordan Hawkins. We got a squad, but And our new head coach, Bagero, like that boy he can coach.
Yeah.
He got New Orleans looking right compared to Willie Green. And I knew Willie Green wasn't the problem, but he wanted the solution.
Yeah, I knew it was a matter of time before they got rid of him, Willie Green. And I'm like, man, if y'all was going to do this the first 10 games of the year, you should just fire him after last season. That's why I don't understand teams like why fire a coach right within the first 5 to 10 games of a new season instead of you should have fired him last season. But, but the NBA, though, I think we're going to be at a good place. We just got to get used to the new stars. The NBA got to do a better job of marketing these new stars and letting players like LeBron and Steph and James Harden and KD retire gracefully,
But that's the problem. And I love what you just said. We need to invest in new stars. And
yeah, we do.
I don't think, and this is the point, this is why I'm a basketball fan. If you look at it from a talent perspective, the NBA has potential. The NBA is the most diverse league. It's become the new FIBA.
Yeah, it has.
The problem is like you said, too many casual fans dictate what real sports fans are supposed to embrace. I'm a LeBron fan, but I've already accepted, like, at best, he'll be top 3. If he's your GOAT, I have no problem with that. Steph Curry, to me, is top 10 greatest player all time.
No, he's the greatest shooter ever to me.
He's the greatest shooter ever, but if we're talking player,
yeah,
I'm giving him top 10 because of the accolades. I don't care how many threes y'all knock him for. The fact that this dude can make 400 threes in a season, and they had coaches change the game and use analytics as an excuse because they don't know how to fundamentally train players.
Exactly.
To shoot free throws, to drive into the paint. They got these niggas jacking up 63s a game.
And also another thing is why you think the MVP the last few years has been somebody international, because international they teach those kids over there. Here in America they run these kids like 10, 20 games a day or a week or something like that. Instead of breaking down the fundamentals, you're not really teaching them. Meanwhile, overseas, they're teaching them the game, they're teaching them the fundamentals. So when they get over here, they over here balling, they over here killing it.
And here's the add-on to your part. Let me cut you off.
Yeah.
To piggyback on what you said, it wasn't 2. It's actually 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been 6 years now.
Yeah, 6.
A non-American player has won MVP. Giannis the won twice. Jokic the won 3 times. SGA won an MVP.
Embiid won MVP.
Embiid won MVP. All of them are non-American players. And at some point in time, as a person who used to coach flag football, I used to coach for Bethel Wildcats. And it always was about accountability, structure, execution. At what point in time do we start holding these AAU programs and the NCAAs accountable for the state of American players?
Exactly. At what point in time? Exactly. Because you know what? And also, we need to start encouraging these kids. Maybe you might need to stay another year instead of go ahead coming out. Because you know what? Because if you get a draft lottery pick, they're looking at you to go ahead and be day one. You don't get the time to really hone in on your skills. They ain't old school where you just sit on the bench and hone in on your skills. No, they're looking for you to start day one. So,
and that's why everybody's so fucked up. Like, for instance, the NFL and NBA, no matter how much money these people make, they're the poorest structured professional programs out to date. Because these NFL quarterbacks, unless you know that you have a bad offensive line, unless you know you don't have a good running game, you got to figure everything out.
Day one, yep.
The NBA. If you notice the NBA, and I've always said this, my problem with the NBA is the league. They're not looking for talent, they're looking for prototypes. Meaning, if you look at Tyrese Halliburton, you look at Jason Tatum, you go look at Paolo Banchero, you go look at LaMelo Ball, what do they all have in common? Slender, tall frames. Wearing their bodies to the ground, they're poorly trained. They want them to train on like upper bodies and shoot 63s a game, but I'm like, bro.
But the lower bodies is what was fucking y'all up, and the lower bodies was causing these players to miss entire seasons, and now it's redirecting franchises in which way they're gonna go, because now in Indiana looked like trash this year. They were just in the finals. Now without Halliburton, they look like trash this year.
And not to mention, they lost their number 2 option in Miles Turner, and they lost Aaron Nimbrand. I think he went to Dallas. So
because of that one injury, I guarantee if Halliburton doesn't get hurt and they win it back, they're going to run it back. They're going to do everything they can to bring that team back.
Just like with Boston, they're barely staying afloat. And about a couple years ago, they won an NBA title.
Exactly. So it's like, I know the NBA has had a run of like 7 or 8 different champions, but I think OKC looking like they might want to repeat this year.
They're a future dynasty.
Yeah, okay. See, they a future dynasty in the making because Sam Preston got all them damn picks, so he can say fuck it and trade up to the number 1 pick if he wants to, So
I think he technically does have the top 5 pick next year, depending on what happens.
Yeah.
With the Clippers.
Oh man,
because they own the Clippers pick because of the Paul George. So because of that, they have a top 5 picks. Whatever happens with the Clippers, they get their pick.
Yeah, and also I think I think they got the Jazz pick as well. I'm not sure.
I think they have the Jazz pick.
Man, look at here. We might be looking at our next dynasty.
That is a master class.
That is. And and I feel bad for my people in Seattle because I know to this day people in Seattle feel like shit because they lost their franchise to Oklahoma City, so.
I blame the ownership because they could have took care of them people because it should have been no way you had Gary Payton, Hershey Hawkins, Devin Shrimp. This is how you know I'm a real basketball player. Sean Kemp. There should have been no way.
Dennis Johnson,
Eric Snow.
You had Lenny Wilkins coaching that team, coaching the 79 team that won the championship, bruh. All of that basketball history just up and gone,
And it should have been no excuse to have. There was no excuse for you to trade Sean Kemp because you didn't want to pay. You trade that dude to the Cavaliers. And then Gary Payton said, fuck this shit.
Exactly, man.
They tried to make it work. I'll say that. They tried to make it work because, I ain't gonna lie, if you would have had Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis, who plays for the Orlando Magic, who I'm rooting for as well, shout out to Orlando Magic, they could have done something in today's NBA because the league is they're so enamored with
shooters.
They're so enamored with offense that and that's how it is. That's why I don't like the NFL. I'm a Saints fan. I root for the Broncos. I root for Baltimore. But if you're going to tell me you're going to handicap defense to cater to the casual fans because they like offense, but you want the defense to stop the offense that you're catering to, it's a whole mind fuck. I'm like, bro.
It is because, and I'm going to, like I say, you already know who I'm a fan of Buccaneers because I grew up with the Buccaneers, the defensive standards of Brooks and Sapp and John Lynch, Simeon Rice. I remember the Buccaneers defense had a standard, boy, where the offense couldn't do nothing, but the defense was going to hold it down, and the defense they couldn't do that shit in today's game, man, because it's offense everywhere, so.
And the thing about it is, like, here's the hard reality to face as a football fan, as a basketball fan. Because you handicap defense, how good are you really?
Yeah, that's true.
How good is Joe Burrow, really? And I like Joe Burrow, because he won us a title at LSU with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. How good is he really in the NFL if you let them play defense like the Ray Lewis days, the Julius Sayar days, where they can hit the quarterback?
Where they can smack him around, yeah. But you know what? I like Joe Burrow too. I just hate the fact that I hate how certain franchises, they get blessed with talent and they don't know what the fuck to do with it. That's what a lot of teams allow across sports. They get blessed with these generational talents and you don't know what the fuck to do with them. And then in a few years, they want that generational talent wants to leave, and you want to get mad with it. Now we're gonna leave sports talk right here. What is something you are looking forward to with 2026?
What I'm looking forward to in 2026 year, the LLC, my business, get a couple of my businesses up and running so I can start being long overdue for generational wealth. I mean, long overdue. God had these blessings for me. More opportunities on these podcasts so I can we can get to the next level because I know 9 seasons, 10 seasons in with Liquor Talk for you. You're ready to take that next step, try to get that breakthrough. I just want to continue on the blessings that 2025 has bestowed upon me. Like I said, I wrote a couple movie scripts. I got family who done production companies. I'm trying to see if I can implement that. Build some real money, get some generational wealth going, help my family. Start traveling more. I need to make a trip back home to New Orleans. It's been a minute for me. I got my passport. I'm ready to get back to being international. I'm ready to get back to going international because I ain't been international since 2017. I need to get back on it.
No, you and me both. I need to get international too.
I'm ready. I'm at the next step in life where I'm ready to just apply my blessings. But I'll say this right now. This is exclusive on Liquor Talk. I'm working on my 4th book, It's going to be called Being Black in America, the 10-Step Program, where it's basically from my input and what I've observed in 37 years of living, about to be 38 next month.
Yeah, early happy birthday.
Appreciate you, And the focus is getting Black America to heal. The book is literally about healing Black America and start realizing our true potential. I get the fact that we're the most influential race in the world, but we need to start applying it more. We need to actually start moving righteously the way that Dr. King and Malcolm X wanted to, on Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. We need to get back on that. Taking accountability for your decisions, because let's be clear, Gary, there's been some single mothers out here that sabotage these children. These single mothers are the reason why these YNs exist. These fathers who take no accountability for wrong-dogging women they see no future with. And at the end of the day, these kids suffer at the end. Back in the day, we value community. We don't do that no more because most of y'all don't want to take accountability for the fact that you're having a rough time raising kids. You don't want nobody to tell your kid anything, but the truth of the matter is, you don't want to be embarrassed.
Hello.
That's the real problem. You don't want your kids, you don't want nobody telling your kids anything. Is really a sign that the parents don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to look at their kids as bad as hell. They don't want to be shamed for the fact that they don't know what they're doing raising kids. But the whole purpose of a community is for us to look out for one another.
Yes. And on that note, I definitely agree with you because I had to forgive my mom for this because my mom always had this, what goes on in this house stays in this house. And she was hell-bent on not being tight-lipped and stuff. So I totally feel you on that. Black America, we definitely need to heal. So I'm definitely going to look forward to that read. And shout out to you. Happy birthday. Early happy birthday to you. Happy early birthday to my little sister who celebrates her birthday at New Year's. Happy early birthday to Juggy's wife, Crystal. She celebrates her birthday as well.
Capricorn season.
Yes. Shout out to all the Capricorns out there. Shout out to all the Capricorns I know out there. The biggest thing I'm looking forward to is definitely building on what we started. I'm definitely looking forward to get LLC myself because it's like, shit, I'm about tired of, depending on these jobs. I'm looking forward to hit more stages. I'm looking forward to being more networking rooms because I don't know what it is about being in a room of like-minded individuals or individuals that can help you elevate. It just gives you a rush, man. So I'm looking forward to those kind of rooms and stuff.
It makes you that empowerment.
Yes, it does.
It makes you feel good because you're right where you're supposed to be. Like me, when I was working on my movie scripts and working on my books, it felt good to my soul because it showed me that I'm doing something that I wanted to do, that I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a jack of all trades. I can talk sports, I can talk politics. I don't like politics. I can talk relationships. We can talk like society. We talk parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me add on to this part before I keep going. Mm-hmm. I put this on my Facebook, and this is for the baby boomers, the Gen X generation, even to some of us millennials. Some millennials are applying it, but I want to hear millennials before that. And I'm going to hold y'all accountable for this. Parents need to start apologizing to kids when they know they're wrong.
Thank you. Listen.
At some point in time, we add this on. I really want to say this. I understand authority.
Yeah.
Parents, they got to run a tight ship, and I respect it. My mom and my pops, my big bro, they raised me to respect authority. But at some point in time, as we get older, I need more adult and less authority.
Yes.
That's what it should be about. At some point in time, like, how can we trust our parents and our grandparents with life advice if you're coming out the blue in this mentality like, it's my way or the highway?
Oh, yes.
Like, no, bro, we 30 now.
Mm-hmm.
We 35. We got these young kids, 15 to 20, and they ain't got no guidance because no matter what motherfuckers say about these young niggas, these YNs, these are nothing but children in adult bodies. When they're adults in children's bodies, and they ask for the responsibilities, they try to get guidance too. Imagine if they had like some big brothers or some father figures. You think these niggas would be in the streets?
No, sir.
So it's, even though we can say it's a systematic design, and that's truth be told, but at the end of the day, it's still a church made by parents who barely can take care of themselves, and they got these children running in the streets. You treat your son like your nigga, and you treat your daughter like competition.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. You know what? And I will say this, parents, y'all need to apologize because that is the biggest thing you can do for your child to gain respect. And also that will gain respect of others because I know there was a brother from Philly. He told me how he had to apologize to his son. And I'm like, right then and there, I looked at him with high respect. So now if he speaks, I want to listen because you know what? That tells me you a man of your word and you are a man that's going to take accountability for your wrongs. And like I said, I'm just looking forward to a lot too, man. I'm looking forward to everything. And hell, I'm looking forward to the point where we start speaking to young kids, to these YNs. If they want some advice, guess what? We can have a sober session. We'll make some juice and give them some advice, But nevertheless, Godfrey, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey, man. You've been riding with me on this journey. I hope you still remain in this co-capitalist journey, and we're going to keep this thing pushing. Juggy, I want to thank you as well. And also shout out to the fellas that came on before. Shout out to Marco, shout out to Del P, a couple of guys, and also shout out to Don B, a couple of guys that were on the men's round in previous seasons that they ain't on no more. Just want to show them some love, let them know I'm still thinking about them, because I wouldn't get to this point where I'm at now if they didn't make their contributions. But ladies and gentlemen, that is our time. That is the last episode of Liquor Talk for 2025. 2026, we coming. We're going to keep pouring up this liquor. Listen, I'm not telling y'all who it is until y'all sponsor me. I'm manifesting that. We're going to get some liquor sponsors. And guess what? We're going to leave a bottle right here so they can see them. So if you want your product to be placed and you want me to show off your product, come holler at me. We're going to sponsor this product. You give us a drink. We'll tell you about the drink, tell you where to buy the drink, and we're going to be doing that in 2026. Until the next episode, thank you, everybody, for pouring up with us and supporting us. And also, once again, to the people who don't drink, you can still support. Just have a mocktail, and we have sober sessions for y'all. But this has been Liquor Talk. We sign off for 2025. We'll see you in 2026. What, Paul?
Holla me on Instagram, 504-5IVE.0H.4R. TikTok, 504. YouTube, New Orleans Finest.
Mm-hmm. All right, and be sure to follow Liquor Talk Podcast everywhere. Liquor Talk Podcast, all one word. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever, y'all. Tune out podcast, Spotify. Leave us a comment. This too. And if you're interested in collaborating, go ahead and slide into the DMs. And also, shout out to all my people in Florida. Listen, if you're in Florida and you want to collaborate, let us know because we do travel. We can meet you in Orlando. We can meet you in Jacksonville. We can meet you in Tallahassee, Pensacola, South Florida. Miami people, holler at me because I've been to Miami in almost 10 years and I'm due for a trip to South Florida. So
I was out there in October for Carnival Weekend. I got to put you on this.
Yes, I'm due for a trip to South Florida. So until the next episode, we will see you all in 2026.